Welcome back to the BlueTick podcast. And today we've got something a little bit different because I know Jacqui. Well, we've got Jacqui Ryland.
Hi.
She's also one of my best friends. I know she's a girl and she's a good looking girl. And most people are thinking, how's she your best friend? Jacqui actually is one of my best friends.
Literally every single person thinks we've slept together.
And we actually haven't, believe it or not. Like,
every time we're in a relationship, one of us, the other, like the person that we're in a relationship with,
hates
yeah,
the other
all the
person.
time.
When most of the time, I always try and get on with Jackie's partners as well. They end up hating me. A few of them have threatened to blow me up.
Yeah.
Some have threatened to blow
the
up business,
restaurant up.
businesses, kill me. But the reason I got Jacqui on here today is because Jacqui has a very exciting past.
You could say that.
Exciting? Or Jackie's a bit of a wrong one.
I'm not a wrong one.
Not a wrong one, but
I've just had a journey.
okay.
My life's been a journey.
A journey.
For my 36 years, I've done a few things.
Jacqui also is 36. I know she don't look a day over 21.
Oh, so kind.
See, such a good friend. Talk to us, Jacqui. Let's throw it back.
How far back do you want to go?
Well, okay, so you do OnlyFans.
I do OnlyFans. I've done OnlyFans for... So OnlyFans came out in 2016, I want to say, and I jumped on it then. So I used to be Snapchat famous, and that's how I got my following.
Knew that.
Yeah,
oh, no,
so
I did know that.
that's how I got my following originally, was through
Okay.
Snapchat. So
What
I
was you
used to
posting on Snapchat?
nudes
Okay.
for free.
Oh, sweet.
And then Snapchat just was like, no, you can't do that anymore, and deleted my account. So I had
What, just
500,000 subscribers, and one morning woke up and it was gone.
Oh, shit, you had 500,000.
Yeah. But I didn't take it seriously then. So to me, I was just like, I would take a picture of, say I took a picture of this can of Red Bull, that would get 1,000 screenshots.
A Red Bull?
Anything. Like I used to test it all the time, take a picture of a salt pot. And like people will literally screenshot
So
it.
how many screenshots would one of you naked get?
A lot.
Like 100,000?
Like maybe 300,000-400,000.
Raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you started
then
that in
that's why
2016.
then OnlyFans came out, because they realised the likes of me, there was Chelsea Ferguson, there were so many of us doing the same thing, and all our followings were going up, but we weren't monetising it. So OnlyFans obviously jumped on it, and that's where it came from. So I jumped on there in 2016, didn't take it seriously, was with a really controlling partner. He didn't like it, so...
Which one?
Well, yeah. There's been a few. Yeah, he didn't like it, so came off that. And then I just lived a normal life for a bit. When I say normal, I was doing webcam.
Jacqui, we spoke off camera and you forgot the main part before the OnlyFans part.
So before OnlyFans, I was also a dominatrix.
Okay, so for the people watching this, can you explain what a dominatrix is,
Right.
please?
I just want to say, first of all, a dominatrix is not an escort, because a lot of people think it is.
Okay.
So a dominatrix is an untouchable goddess that is so desired, but the guy just can't have them. They can't touch them, they can't go near them, and that's all they want to do.
Okay, so what, like...
So my job entailed lots of different things. Some were beating men up,
So
kicking them in the balls.
So you would have a guy come down to your dungeon, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I can talk about it because I obviously know.
I had my own dungeon. So
Okay.
I had a flat in Hampstead, which I converted into a multi-room dungeon. So there was like a proper, what you'd call like a chamber, which had like electric suspension where you could turn them upside down and swing them around. Then there was a medical room with a hospital bed and
So
gas.
these men would actually enjoy you battering them?
Yeah.
Like kicking them
Yeah,
in the balls?
some of them had, like, there was one used to come and he used to have a tattoo and it said, kick me on his ass. Like, I'd have to, kick him for 1 hour straight. Like, it started years ago when I was a glamour model. Me and this girl, we got asked to go and do a 8-hour filming shoot of kicking guys in the balls. And we thought it was a joke.
What, just booting them
Literally,
square in their balls?
8 hours solid. When I tell you, my foot was like a balloon when I left.
What, the same guy?
No, 3 guys. One went to hospital. One wrong kick. So yeah, and that's where it came from. And then the guy who booked us for the film, and he's like, I need to grow you two in a greenhouse because you are making sales on the clip store. Because we were just 2 young glamour models, one blonde, one brunette, and mistresses and dominatrix, they're generally older, not very glamorous. Like, they're like your old school mistress. That is your typical dominatrix.
We're currently about 5 minutes into a video, and we've been told that Jacqui likes to kick people in the balls.
Not anymore.
No, you stop. you don't kick men in the balls anymore that enjoy it. But how did you That's a weird thing to do.
Yeah, I think.
Like, did you just do it for the first time you done it? Was it just like a joke thing?
No, the first time I done it, we was just booked for a photo shoot. Like, I was a
that's what I
model,
mean.
so we didn't get it. Like, and imagine I was greeted by a 7'7" man. Like, so I literally thought 7'7". He was the UK's tallest man. Bless him, he's not here anymore. But he was the one who got me and my friend into doming, and he's like, "You two need to do this as a full-time career," and we did.
You started that in a photo shoot.
Yeah, so we thought it was a joke. Like, imagine you're walking down the street and a giant is literally walking towards you.
But how does it? So you walked into the room.
You walk into the room and he's like, right, I'm going to teach you one thing, and that's how to kick a guy. You never kick with the front of your toes. You could kill them. He's like, you always hit with the top.
Like, so kicking a ball with your laces.
Literally like that. And
then
that was it.
Kick like.
And I remember, and I remember the first time I kicked a guy, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, you okay? And he just looked at me, he's like, yes, mistress. Like, they love it. Like, these guys make full eye contact with you, and most of the time they're erect.
And they just want you to just literally continuously boot them in there.
And then you've got, like, the more psychological side of it, where you've got guys, like, most of these guys are in really high-powered roles as well. They're not just, like, your average, like, man off the street. They're like, they're like judges, they're lawyers, they're barristers. Like, they are in big jobs.
And they want...
Yeah, but they don't want to cheat. So then a lot of them are married, but they don't want to come to you for sex. It's not about sex. They want the power taken away.
Because they've always got the power, they want to feel like they've got none.
And then you've got the other aspect, the financial slaves. So imagine these are just guys that have got so much money, they just want to give you all their money, to the point they could be broke.
Like, what do you mean, give you money?
Like, I've had house deposits paid for, I've had surgery paid for, I've had watches given to me. Like, I've been on shopping trips where I've written a shopping list down on the guy's shirt, and he's had to walk around picking up the different items, and then he's not allowed to look at me, he just has to pay. And I'd sit having dinner, and he would be sat on the next table, and he has to face away from me, and then he just pays the bill at the end.
What?
Like, when I tell you, it's a different world, and until you've done it as a job, you just can't understand it. And even there's probably still now bits where, I remember the hardest session I ever had, there was a guy that booked me to make him cry.
Your job was to make him cry?
3-hour session, and all he told me...
So how much would you charge for, like, per hour?
Back then, like £200 an hour.
And was this face-to-face or in webcam?
Yeah, face-to-face.
So
you could do they used to come to my dungeon.
Yeah.
And then I'd carry out the session.
And make him cry, you had to make him cry just verbally, or you had to beat him?
No touch, nothing. So he basically gave me 2 bits of information. His wife had cheated.
Yeah.
And took his son. And he's like, make me cry. And she was living with the guy she cheated with. And I was like, your kid's now calling someone else dad. How does that make you feel? What? And I remember leaving that session.
Feeling so bad.
I felt so bad. Like, to the point I thought the guy was going to go top himself.
But why did he want to cry?
Don't know. So that was the hardest session. And then one where I lost it, there was a guy that came in that basically told me he liked wanking over little girls.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Like, imagine he stood there, he's dressed as a woman, so he's a cross-dresser, that was his fetish.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I like little girls, mistress. And at the time, my daughter was like, 6?
Yeah.
I lost my shit. He got free beating. Because like, you can't really call the police. Like, what are you going to say?
Yeah. Yo, he come down to my dungeon.
I actually had to call an ambulance once. I had a guy have a heart attack on me.
He had a heart attack?
Yeah,
How?
He was dressed as a woman. He had a butt plug in. And I turned around to go and get him a wig. As I turned around, I don't know why I even turned back. I just saw this guy grab his chest and drop. And I thought, is he in role play? This is a game? And then I was like, shit, no, he's not. And this was right in my early days of dom.
So when that ambulance turned up?
Well, no, but imagine before the ambulance turned up, I've got to get an ambulance. So this is when I used to rent dungeons in Central. So I'm shouting the woman who owned the dungeon. She thinks I'm in role play. She's not coming. And I'm like, shit. I'm literally now screaming.
Well, didn't you have like code words?
No, like there's none of that. It's actually.
So when you are in a dungeon, you got a client.
Yeah.
Do you not give him like a code word?
No, I never had safe words. It's called a safe word. I never had them.
So let's say you're really like beating someone up, and they're enjoying it, and then it hurts.
You can tell. There's people I've messed around before. Like, there's one kid, he kept booking me and kept cancelling.
A kid?
Well, not a kid, but like he was like 18. He was probably like my youngest sub. And he basically kept cancelling the session. So when I was with my ex, I was like, oh, he had a fetish about prison. So I was like, okay. So I got him to the dungeon.
Who? Your ex?
No, well, yeah, my
The
ex was in the dungeon, but the guy didn't know this. So I've got the guy to the dungeon.
The 18-year-old?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the 18-year-old is now on the suspension, naked, starfish, up in the air. And then I said, so we've done this whole prison scene, so he's a prisoner, whatever. And I'm like, I've got a cellmate for you. And he goes, what? I was like, I've got a cellmate for you. And then I made my ex walk in, and he just walked in with a cup of tea. He went, all right, mate? And he's like, get me down. You could tell, like, he wasn't in role play. Like, session done.
Session's over.
And I was like, don't fucking cancel on me again.
So when you're when you're doing that kind of job, how do you keep a boyfriend?
It's
Like, genuinely,
hard.
because,
Like,
even dating
the whole sex industry is hard. Like, whether you're a stripper, an OnlyFans model, like porn stars, I don't know how. Like, I honestly don't know how. Like, and I've been with guys, obviously, while doing this job, and one thing I'll say is it always starts off okay. Yeah. They love it in the beginning. They always want to do content with you in the beginning.
And then
they're like, why are you messaging that guy? Because that guy's paying me to message him. They're like, yeah, but why? Why are you replying? Like, and then they go, like, I remember one guy, he started messaging girls, and I was like, it doesn't work the same. Like, you're not getting paid.
And the thing is, the way I look at things is, if I get with a girl, and she's already doing OnlyFans, I know that's what she does.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got her accepted.
You can't. It's like if you get with a guy and, for example, he's a drug dealer. Like, you knew that from day one. Like, you might want to say to them, like, you could do other things, babe, whatever, but you've already walked into that. Yeah, you signed into it. Like, you shouldn't go into a relationship to try and change someone ever, no matter what it is.
You can try and guide them.
Yeah, you can.
Or you can try and give them an ulterior job.
And like, for me, like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to do OnlyFans for my whole life. No. Like, I've come in and out of it, and that's purely because of my kids. Like, they've had so much stick at school because, these kids, I don't know how they get on over 18 site.
You've told me a few stories about that. Dramas. No, but that must be hard for your kids as well. It must be.
Like, I think, like, my daughter, she's had it the most. Like, the boys, obviously, one of them is still really young, but Grace has had it the most. And it's been hard. There's been times, like, now, don't get me wrong, she's really resilient, but there's been times where it's been
But I think OnlyFans is getting a lot more accepted.
It's acceptable because you've got bigger, like, celebrities coming onto it now. Like,
everyone's doing OnlyFans at the minute.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And the money people are making, it's hard not to do it.
It's like I know so many people that have literally gone on this platform for a few months and bought a house out cash.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand the money you can make on there. If you're smart, you can make a lot of money. Like, I've come on it, I've gone off it, I've come back on it, and I'm back on it now. And I've just made a conscious effort that I'm so in control of my content now. And that's the thing, like, you get pressured by guys, and people don't realise actually how hard the job is. Because you'll be on there, and then guys are constantly pushing your limits. And they're like, well, I'm going to stop paying then because I want to see this. And you might not want to show that.
Yeah, that's true.
So they keep going, and then you start thinking, oh, should I just do it?
Yeah, but I feel like once you start OnlyFans, like, because there's girls 18 have started OnlyFans now and stuff. There's all different age groups that are starting it. And I think once you start it, like, I've spoken to multiple girls who are on OnlyFans, and they're like, oh, I don't post anything bad. It's just like underwear picture, whatever. You're going to end up posting
Yes. Yeah, you will. Like,
because eventually,
they put too much pressure on you.
When you start making 10 grand a month or something, to be fair, that's not even a lot for OnlyFans.
No.
When you start making 10 grand a month and your subscribers start turning around going, you know what, we're going to stop paying unless you show us you play with yourself.
And they do. They get bored, and another girl comes along that everyone's replaceable. Yeah. So another girl will come along that will do more and for a cheaper rate. Like, girls are chucking content out now for so low. It's like with influencing.
So how much is like an OnlyFans subscription? I've never actually been on the site.
So it's generally like $15 for a month. But you can do sales, so you'll do like a half price sale.
And can you put any price you want?
Yeah, you can put any price you want, but you don't really, subscription's just one little part of it.
So where's the bigger money?
Sending out paid messages. So every day, I'll probably send out 5 or 6 paid bits of content. So
someone can request, I want to see your
ass.
ass.
No, that's something completely different. That's a custom.
So what is it then?
Paid content is like, your paid messages are, you can just go and film a video and you can send that out to all your subscribers, but they've got to pay to unlock it.
Okay, so you basically post it on your page, and they've got to click unlock, and it's £50.
Mm-hmm. And then it goes into their inbox.
So that's where there's big money.
And then you've got like, you can sell items on there. You can sell like worn pants, like worn socks.
Have you ever sold items?
So when I was Dom.
Oh God, here we go.
This is gruesome. Some people, if you're eating, I apologise. You might want to stop now. Or close your ears.
What the fuck did you sell?
So basically, someone once had a fetish for hard sports.
Yeah.
You know what hard sports is, right?
No.
It's like pooing on people. Right, I haven't done that, by the way. But basically, this guy
Jacqui,
wanted to
you're
buy...
about to lose a lot of respect for me. But
No, listen. This guy wanted to buy my poo.
But girls don't poo.
Okay. No, they don't. You're
No,
right.
girls
You're
don't
so
poo.
right.
Yeah. Who you got? Someone else's poo, obviously.
No, I got my dog's poo.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
And then I heated it.
Serious?
I heated it up.
Wait, did you actually get your dog shit?
Huh?
You didn't get your shit, you got your dog's.
Yeah, I got my dog shit. And he thought it was my shit. So he would have gone home, smothered himself in that, and it was dog shit. Sorry, mate, if you're watching this.
Yeah, how much did you sell that for?
£1,000.
£1,000 for shit.
It's mad.
Well, if anyone wants to buy shit, real talks. Yo, real
I know,
talks.
you literally called me on the toilet this morning.
However much shit you man want to buy, tell me. I got plenty for you lot. Like,
you're not making it very desirable.
But it doesn't matter, £1,000. Give me 50 quid.
But even when I've been with guys, like there's one guy that has like a spit fetish and he just likes to see you spit into a tissue. And then he likes to just hold the tissue and smell it. And that is it. Spit. He likes phlegm, he likes spit. And when I was with my ex, he literally gave him 50 quid just to spit into a tissue on a video. And he just said, there's a £50 for him, give it to him. Like, when I tell you this, these people that have this fetish will do anything and everything to get what they want.
So what is the weirdest fetish you have ever experienced? To be fair, getting kicked in the balls is pretty weird in my eyes.
I think they all are, to
or
be
rubbing
honest.
shit on yourself.
Like, there's so many. I used to do competitive wrestling. I've done that as well. So where a guy will come to wrestle.
You never told me that.
Yeah.
So when we had that wrestling match at your house and you wrapped me up on the floor, you never told me you never used to tell me you done that as a job.
I actually used to do cat fights, female ones, years ago.
So I'll tell you all the story. I was round Jacqui's house. We were all just chilling. It was me, my mate
Nick.
It was me, Nick, you, Els. There's like 5, 6 of us there. We're all just chilling. Jackie's like, do you want to have a wrestling match? I was like, yeah, all right, fuck it. Jacqui literally drops me straight to the floor, tries to like pop my arm out. I'm like, what the fuck? You could have told me that.
Yeah, didn't they?
Took away all my manlyhood, made me feel like a little boy.
I think I choked you as well, didn't I?
Yeah, some shit. I just got choked about an hour ago as well.
Maybe you're a sub.
Nah.
That could be a new choice.
What is a sub? What, someone who likes to get beaten up?
Yeah. But the weirdest thing is, in real life, I'm actually a sub. So in a relationship, I'm a sub. Which is crazy when you think in a job I've been a dom. But for me, what it used to be was I would walk into that dungeon and I would just switch. I was a different person.
Job.
Yeah. The alter ego would come out.
Yo, you used to fuck men up for a living.
Yeah. But then it started fucking me up. So that's why I quit. I don't know. I don't even know where it came from.
Did it make you lose a lot of respect for men? Not respect in that sense,
and I think
did it make you look at men as in like
the whole
industry?
The whole industry has made me lose respect for men. You've got to think. I get guys DMing me on Instagram, and I can see their profile pictures, them and their wife or their family. Like you've got obviously the subs, you've got the ones that subscribe to OnlyFans, and you just think.
So did you ever have a dom come up against you?
No, but I did have a girl once who was a dom that I used to work with, and she used to get me to dom her.
A girl?
A girl.
Raw.
Yeah, that we did some brutal stuff on her.
Do you want to tell us like some stuff you done?
I don't know if anyone's ever going to speak to me again after this.
Go on.
She used to have a fetish to have her clitoris burnt. Yeah. I used to have a girl on webcam as well who used to come on and ask for that, and she'd be like, tell me about a session you've done and then how long you held it on there, and they're going into detail.
Jacqui, my darling. My darling. You're carrying on like this is not something you just said.
Yeah.
This girl would want her clit burned.
So she made me kidnap her. So we hired a dungeon like...
And that clit's bare sensitive as well, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I had to kidnap her. Imagine I was driving on the A40 with her in the boot of my car.
Imagine you got pulled over, you were fucked.
The whole time
you were
I was
getting
thinking...
straight back
gaffer
prison.
tape around her mouth, tied up, literally like...
Wait,
and then...
proper...
Yeah, so then the dungeon that we booked, you could drive in underground and it would take you into like the prison bit, and then I just rolled her in.
Did she know she was going to be kidnapped?
Yeah, it was no, it was what she'd asked for.
No. She knew she was going to be kidnapped. What he's trying to say is, that day, that time,
Yeah. It was all set up. Yeah, it was all set up.
You should have done it random.
Yeah,
Pulled up on her.
And then it was like a 3-hour session of like brutality.
So, No, yeah, that's what I'm about to ask.
Literally
Like,
with a you know, like a candle lighter,
and you would literally just hold it.
hold
What,
a
and it
naked
would-
flame on it.
What, and it would turn her on?
To the point where she was like, and then like, because the whole idea was then she couldn't pleasure herself because she
Wait,
was a
you
lesbian.
Actually, wait, you actually broke her clit?
You just burn it till it's like blistered. This is probably why I've never settled down, you know. Like when I'm looking at that, this is like a therapy session, isn't it?
That's actually fucked.
Yeah.
She would.
It does change your, and that's what I think.
Darling, if you're watching this, and you need.
She does it as a job, like she's a dom.
What still? Mm-hmm. Well, she still does it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, if I met a girl and she was saying stuff like to me, like burn my clit and stuff like that, I'd probably just walk out.
Yeah, it's not normal. It's not normal, and I think that's why I left the job, because it was getting to the point where it was, when I first started doing it, it was a bit of a laugh. Then all of a sudden, this became like my career.
Was it good paying? You haven't even said
Yeah,
that.
like it was like £200 an hour. Every session
No,
was
oh,
£200
shit.
an hour. Like you're doing multiple a day. So going home, you'd go home and like the hours were ridiculous. I would finish at like 3, 4 in the morning.
True, it has to be. It's usually
Yeah.
late, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and then go home and then like I'd get up. I had au pairs living with me because obviously with the kids.
Yeah.
So I'd have to then get up and still do a school run at 8 a.m. and then back at the dungeon for 10. And that was my day every day. And it just, I don't know, it became, all of a sudden one day I was like, nah, shit's got too serious. This is not me.
So are you allowed a
Cancelled on
dungeon? So if I made a dungeon in my house,
You can have it as an Airbnb, but you'd have to class it as a hotel.
Adults.
Yeah.
adult hotel.
There's loads of them in London. There's so many.
Really?
Yeah, and I still get people now, like there's people that contact me, because obviously I retired. I retired in what?
Yeah, if there's any like
2015.
adult hotels watching this, like, you know, give me a shout. I'll come up there and have a little look around, do a little vlog of that. Oh yeah, I might actually. That's a sick. Wait, Jacqui, me and you. Wait, I need to word this correctly. We're gonna book an adult hotel, and we're gonna go there and film content. Wow, that sounds like we're gonna go. Down. No,
So basically, you are a sub, is what
no,
you've decided to tell us right
I mean,
now.
as in, no, bruv, yo, Jack, nothing
When
like
you
that.
see, when everyone sees like,
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go
Yeah.
and film what it is and where
so
it
there's
used to
there's
work.
like a lot of them are photographic studios as well. Like you can book them as photographic studios. You can film in them.
Yeah, we'll do that.
There's like Murder Mar, which is in
Oi,
East London.
we should all right. Next podcast I do with you, we'll do a part 2. We'll book out one of the dungeons and film it there.
Okay.
Sick.
God, that would be like a bit of a throwback.
I'd say, but you might.
That'd be the first time
yeah,
me
but
stepping
you
in a
can't just try
dungeon.
and boot me in my balls just for like, yo, you know, think you're back
No,
in
but
the
I
dungeon.
haven't stepped in a dungeon for like 7 or 8 years.
Are they like exciting?
So when I used to take friends to the dungeon, they used to be like, wow. To me, I'd be like, stinks in here. Like, because you knew, obviously, like, I had a business partner and she used to just have, like, lesbian parties every night. So I'd walk in sometimes and there would just be, like,
Bare
naked
girls.
people everywhere. And it just smelled of sex.
Yeah,
Like, I
like
knew
if
what
you
she
are
was
having
doing
any
all night.
lesbian parties and you need a male,
I think the thing is they're lesbians.
it's fine. No worry. All right, question about lesbians. Yeah, I've got nothing against lesbians.
I was in a
gays.
lesbian relationship once.
All right, I've got a question about lesbian. You was a lesbian once, yeah? So if, and I'm not being offensive to no lesbians or anything like that, but if you're a lesbian and you put a dildo inside of you,
Yeah.
yo, Bob, can I talk about this on YouTube? No, like genuinely, can we? Or you don't? All right. So if you're a lesbian and you're putting a toy
Yeah.
inside of you, does that not make you straight?
I mean,
Because you're getting pleasure from.
but then you could say that about guys that are with girls that's like anal play. Does that then make them gay?
Yeah.
Does it though?
Define anal play.
It's, at the end of the day, it's pleasure. So just because something pleasures you, does that change your sexual orientation?
Well, that could say then if a man likes.
Because he might like, so a guy might like anal play, but that doesn't mean he wants a guy to do it to him.
But he would.
Would he though?
You don't know.
I guess we'll never know.
I'm never ever going to find out. I don't ever know. I'm still shocked about burning a clit, to be fair with you. Well,
You're not going to have nightmares tonight, aren't you?
yeah, I'm probably need to work out if this podcast
But
can
that's
be
like-
live at this rate.
That's like one of the reasons I quit doming, because I remember like it happened a few times. I'd be driving to the dungeon, I'd get like maybe 5-10 minutes away, and I'd start getting heart palpitations.
Why?
I don't know, I just started having like panic attacks, and I've
About
never
what?
suffered from any. I can't even tell you. And the day I walked out, I was in a session with a guy, and he'd been so many times. It's not like he wasn't a horrible guy,
And you were just
nothing
like,
like
this is
that.
the last one, mate.
And I walked out.
Was left him there?
Yeah, I went, I'm done.
He probably started enjoying it, thinking, yes, she's missing.
I went, I'm done, and I left. And then I spoke to my business partner, said I'm out. Left her with everything. Didn't take any of the equipment, didn't get paid out, just left. Never went back. I think
when it comes to the point of enough is enough.
It's when it's, I've always said, with any job in my life, when I'm not enjoying it anymore, that's me done. I don't believe in working a job where you feel like you're on a ball and chain. Like, life's for living, you should be happy. I guess that's why I work for myself. I could never work for anyone.
No, I don't think you could ever work for anyone. Ever.
Could you imagine?
So,
I once had a normal job.
Did you? What did you do?
I worked in Tesco's once.
Really?
Yeah,
How long
Tesco
for, a
Express.
week?
Worked in River Island.
How long did you work there for? An hour?
No,
2 hours? A
I
week?
worked there for time.
How long? How old was you? Like 16?
15. I was a dancer as well, to be fair, in a club.
What, like a stripper?
No, podium. Fluffy
Really?
boot covers and all that, yeah. I
At
used to
15?
dance all around UK, yeah.
Raw,
I was doing my A-levels. I was doing it all, mate. I was doing the most.
You've lived an adventure.
That's why I think I had kids young, because I felt old. I don't, like, now I don't feel 36. I feel way older than 36.
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
You look it, to be fair.
Thanks.
You look about 45.
Wow.
I'm joking,
Wow.
I got you, don't worry.
Don't start.
No, don't start rinsing me, but I'm the editor. You can say what you want. I'll just crop that bit. Yo, she didn't say that. Crop. All right, Jacqui, you've been in the limelight quite a few times.
Knew you were going to do this.
Sorry.
Yes.
You've been in the limelight. Could you tell us a few things you've been in the public eye for? And if you miss any out, I'm going to draw you out.
You are.
So you're better off being honest.
So once upon a time, I used to inject growth hormone.
Oh, yeah, I actually forgot
Which
about
I actually didn't know was a Class C drug when I was doing it. I generally didn't know. Yeah, and I didn't know. So imagine Channel 5 have been following me around. Like, they did this documentary on it. It was like called Body Freaks. So they're going around the gym, filming me training. So I used to train like ridiculously hard. But I could never get...
Do me a favour, send me some pictures of you in the gym so I can put on the screen right now.
So I could never get the body I wanted. And in the gym, it was just normal. Everyone was taking growth hormone. And
what
my
gym
ex
was you training
used to...
at?
Monster.
My gym.
My ex used to buy it for me. So I just had like every day, I'd just jab. And then Channel 5 were at my house and they were like, what are you doing? And I'm just there like jabbing myself. And they were like, what's that? And then they didn't tell me. They then sold a story on me.
Saying?
Single mum of 3 takes 100 selfies a day and injects Class C drug to stay
in peak
young
condition.
And healthy. Oh, not healthy, young. And it literally went from here on the front page to everywhere. New York, Turkey,
really?
like it is.
So it actually went viral?
And then the next day I get a phone call from This Morning, can you come on the show?
Did you go on it?
Yeah.
I think I've watched that, no?
Yeah, it's got a lot of views on YouTube, that. So I got grilled by Holly. Phil was really nice, but Holly was not so. And then the doctor was on there and she was like, to be fair, like, you know everything about what you're taking. Like, it's not like I wasn't doing ridiculous amounts, that because Holly was like, you know, you can grow your limbs, like you can end up making your heart grow. And I was like, not the small amount I'm doing. Like, there's bodybuilders in America injecting like loads. 10 times the amount a day and they're fine. And in America, it's like, you can literally just go buy it. In Turkey, you can buy it over the counter.
But Turkey, you can buy fucking anything over the counter.
That.
You could buy anything.
But it made me feel great. Like, it literally made me feel so good. But then, like...
So what, does it make you feel better?
Yeah, you feel so positive. Like, really? So positive in life. Like, you wake up every day fresh. If you go out drinking, for example, you're still going to wake up at 7 a.m. the next day fresh. You don't get hangovers.
No way.
Yeah. And, like, your skin's great, your nails are great, your hair's great. Like, everything's just, like, it's like... Kids have so much growth hormone in them. That's obviously why they grow. But when we get to 21, that growth hormone just it starts. Yeah, it starts to go, and you don't have it. Like now, I've probably got hardly anything left in me. So you're just jabbing it back up, aren't you?
Just topping it up, innit?
Just topping it back up. But then I had cancer back in 2019, so I can't take it now because it's too much of a risk. So if you do take, say again.
I knew you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you come to the hospital to see me? I don't remember. Maybe you did.
Even if I didn't, I'm gonna say I did. I think I did though.
I'm sure you did.
I think I did.
But yeah, and then I had an internal bleed after having the surgery and nearly died.
I remember that as well.
Do you remember that? That's when you came to visit me actually, then. It was after that, when I was yellow.
What hospital was you in?
Stevenage, Lister. Years ago now.
How long have I known you?
Huh?
How long have I known you?
Years. Like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, fuck me.
A long time now. So yeah, so I can't take growth hormone anymore because with growth hormone, obviously if it would multiply cells. So if I were to ever, like, I have to get checked every year for cancer. So if there was one tiny little cell, obviously I could multiply that, and it's just not worth the risk. So yeah, can't do that. And yeah, there's been a few other things in the limelight for Pete Wicks, you know.
Who?
Pete Wicks.
Pete Wicks. Pete Wicks.
Pete
Who's
Wicks.
that?
From Towie.
Oh, Pete Wicks from Towie. Oh,
Like you
yes.
don't know.
Yes, Pete Wicks from Towie.
But can I just say, right, let's just set the story straight, because this has gone round and round in the press. It still gets brought up now that I was the sexting girl. I did Megan wrong. I didn't do anything with Pete when he was with Megan.
Just the day after.
No. I never did anything, literally since I was with him. And then he was with her
Megan
after.
who?
Megan McKenna.
Okay.
So
Pete Wicks was with Megan McKenna.
Yeah, and then basically he was messaging me while he was on holiday with her in Barcelona. So she was in the pool, he was on the sun lounger, and he was like, oh, I miss that arse, I miss you so much. Like, I just want to get back together with you. I'd only messaged him to say, I'm really sorry you lost your dog, because his dog was like his baby, like his dog died. And then he just started pouring through with all these messages.
And then what happened?
I told my agent at the time, and my agent sold the story to the press. And then I was told by The Sun, you can either give us an exclusive or we are going to make you look so trashy, we'll ruin your career. So I sold a story, and then everyone was like, now you're the girl that sold a story, which ruined me anyway.
Well, you live and you learn, I suppose.
And then I didn't help myself, because then I went out to a nightclub and took half of my clothes off, and I didn't realise there was a pap inside there. And I woke up the next morning and my agent was pinging my phone off, sending me again every front cover.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I didn't do too well with that.
Are newspapers that manipulative?
Yeah, they really are. The thing is as well, like, there's so many people. It's not even necessarily the papers, you know. There's a lot of it is the agents. Like, you've got to think, your agent wants you to be in the press. Like, they want you in the press because they're getting money. Every time you're like doing a story, they're getting 20%.
Well, regardless of what the press is.
Regardless.
Good or bad, they're getting paid.
And it's all the pap stuff set up anyway, pretty much. The agent will set them up. So the agent's going to ring you in the morning. He's going to be like, oh, what are you doing today? You'll be like, oh, I'm going here. What are the chances of a pap turning up? Like, that's what happens.
Any other stories in the press?
I don't think
Apart
so.
from Pete Wicks.
I don't think
Pete
so.
Wicks.
The dominatrix thing actually came out in the press.
Really?
Yeah. Someone sold I think it was my ex-business partner who sold a story on that.
Oh,
and that was another thing. Or it could have been my agent, because
So
the Sun rang
what
me.
made you... What was the first thing that put you in the public eye? You weren't on
Was
TV,
the growth hormone.
Was you on TV at all?
Yeah, the Channel 5 Body Freaks.
When was that out? That must have been years ago now.
2000, that was filmed in the beginning of 2016, and then that went on to MTV, and then it went on to like German TV made me do a show.
2016, so I was a baby.
Yeah, you were still in the womb.
Yeah. No. I was my fucking 10.
Who knows?
I was 16. 2000, I was 99. I was 17.
Yeah, you were 17. So and then there were just multiple TV shows that came off the back of that. But I think now, like, there's loads. I was meant to go on not Love Island, X on the Beach years ago.
Who was going to be your ex?
Rogan O'Connor.
Oh shit! Did you date him?
Yeah. I wouldn't really say it was dating.
You slept with him?
Yeah, a few times.
Okay, how's that been? Does the press know about
And
that?
then Ross Walswick.
Who's that?
Ross and Joss, don't you remember them from back in the day? He's just got married, actually.
Probably by face, but not by thing.
I don't know, back then it was like...
So would you go on a TV show now?
It'd have to be the right one. I don't know if I get asked to do dating shows all the time, but you can come across so bad in a dating show. I think I'd like to do something like Big Brother, because people...
You said this to me for years, though.
Yeah, only because I think people have an assumption of me, and then they meet me and they're like, you're so different to what we thought.
And
like,
on Big Brother, you can actually show your
yeah,
true
you
self.
can. Yeah, like they see me every day.
Program.
Like I don't generally wear makeup. Like how many times do you see me? I very rarely have a face on.
And I wake up in the morning, get a face, I'm like, oh fuck you.
Wow.
It's only Jacqui. It's only Jacqui.
And like they'd see like that more mothering side. Because people say to me all the time, like, why don't you do like a YouTube where you do like a day in the life, or so people can actually see it's not all glamour. Like it's not all fun. And people think, I guess, from Insta. They know me. They think they know me. Like, Insta's such a small fraction of my life. I show you what I want to show you.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You don't see the meltdowns. You don't see me telling off my kids for, like, tidying their rooms.
I do.
The school runs. Yeah, you do. You see it all.
I do. So me and Jacqui used to have a weekly thing where me and my mate would go around Jackie's house and we'd take a Chinese.
That was great.
That was what we used to do every single week, costing me £100 on Chinese. So it was good, but it was just drama.
Remember the egg?
Oh.
That was great.
Remember when you made the dog
That's still on my TikTok, you know.
Is it? So if you don't want to see Jacqui smash an egg over my head,
it's on TikTok.
go over to her TikTok.
Yeah, you left all the egg up my wall and just left.
Okay, I'll tell you another story. So my friend Nick, he's shit scared of dogs. like
This was
shit
brilliant.
scared of dogs. And Jacqui used to have this. What dog was it?
It was an English bulldog, but she was
And
massive.
she was like the size.
She was
of
like 30
fucking-
kg.
She was fat. And this
Dolly.
dog, this Dolly, chased Nick around her house. Do you have a video of it?
I don't think I do now.
And it was the funniest thing we've ever watched. Ever.
You've never, honestly, she was, I don't know where she got the energy from. She never had that energy. She was lapping the house and you just heard Nick screaming.
And we were inside chilling. We've come out. You see Nick, ping,
Do you
ping,
remember when you said you were going to set fire to my towels?
to your house.
To my towels? When we were out in Hertford and I had your keys and you went back to my house.
All right. I'll tell you all a little story. Story time with Mikey Mellion. So, there was about 8 of us, I think. I don't know who was there anymore.
Yeah, there was a lot. It was Easter. Easter
No,
bank
it was
holiday.
was
It was
Easter
bank holiday, yeah. We
It was a
went
bank
to Dog
holiday.
and Whistle.
So we went to Dog and Whistle because we got kicked.
We didn't even get into Dog and
We
Whistle.
didn't
hun.
even get into Dog and Whistle because there was a fight that broke out at the door before we even got in. And so we went to the practitioner. Gone in there, had a really good night, whatever. After that, me and Jacqui had an argument because...
Over a girl that you shouldn't have been with.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So, a girl I used to see, there was a girl who was in the kebab shop. She said something to you, know?
Yeah, I think it was more the way she was speaking to me and Els, I think.
Yeah, so she was being a bit rude to her
Yeah.
and her best mate. And I was just, and then Jacqui obviously wants to fight everyone. So Jackie's like, let me get to her, let me tell her. And I was like, Jacqui, chill out, chill out. And because I told Jacqui to calm down and not be rude, Jacqui stormed off. I got a cab to Jackie's house. Jackie's kept my car
Jacqui had gone
key.
to the nightclub.
Jacqui decided, yo, fuck this guy.
I'm
I'm
staying
going clubbing. Jacqui decides I'm going to a club. I'm stood outside her house, licking her front door, trying to get inside her house. Bless her kids. I never knew they were upstairs in the house shitting themselves, thinking someone was fucking breaking in.
There was an adult in the house, by the way.
This little shit didn't tell me that she phoned up her daughter and said, Mikey's coming, don't open the door to me. Bearing in mind, I know all the kids, I know her daughter and everything. So she's phoned up her daughter and gone, don't let Mikey in. So I was like, oh,
And she had a mate over.
did she? So I've got my car key, gone to get my car key. Guess who had my car key?
And I was having a great night.
Jacqui Ryland.
And I then get a phone call or text, I think it was. No, it was a text.
I think I texted
Just to let you know, I've turned your patio heater on. I'm going to set fire to your towels. Because we'd all been sunbathing in the day.
Yeah, so there was a patio heater, and I was going to burn down your whole
And
house.
you actually left it on until it ran out of gas.
Obviously.
I didn't know. I actually thought you had turned it off.
I did. I told you I was trying to blow up the house. I'm not joking. So, yeah, that was a good story. That was good vibes.
Had a lot of good times.
But, Jacqui, I'm going to ask you a question, and you said to me not to ask you it, but I like to ask questions that you tell me not to ask. So, what is the most money you have made off of OnlyFans?
I'm not going to disclose that to you, sweetheart.
Right, can you...
Put it this way.
Okay, yeah.
If it wasn't worth doing,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I don't need to necessarily do it. I've got a full-time job.
Okay, so in your... All right, then let's... You haven't got to give me a figure, but tell me... All right, a footballer. What league...
Oh, I don't know anything about footballers' wages. That's a stupid
I'll
question.
tell you. So Premier League, make about 50 grand a week, yeah? I don't know myself. I might be talking complete bullshit.
It's not Premier League.
So league... So what's after Premier League?
See, you don't even know. How am I meant to know? Great. Let's use a different example. Basically, it's not 50 grand a week.
Yeah, we've established that. So how much would you say what is the most money, what's the biggest bag you've had from OnlyFans? Like, what's the most you've ever
Again,
made?
I'm not going to disclose that to you.
All right, how can we word this?
I'm telling you, my daughter's gone through hell. If it wasn't worth it to give them the lifestyle they have, I wouldn't do it.
I'm going to get something out of you. Wait, I'm
You're
just trying
not.
to word it.
I'm too smart.
So
Someone's yearly salary in a month.
Oh, right. Yeah, but what kind of yearly salary? A brokey?
Again, like, you're trying to get figures. Like, we're not going there. It's good. And I know, like,
Do
and
you
I
make enough-
don't even make the most. So I'm in the top 2% on OnlyFans, and I don't make the most.
All right, so what is the most you know personally someone makes on OnlyFans?
So
And that's fair.
I know a girl who joined on
Yeah.
her first month. She made $157,000
Raw.
in 1 month.
Raw. And is she famous or no? Or
she's
like,
known. Like she's not. Like I don't know if you'd know her, but she's known. Yeah.
So Megan Barton Hanson.
Yeah.
Megan Barton Hanson.
She must be cleaning up.
I think she makes $1 million a month.
Yeah, I think. Do you know who else has done really well on it? Is Kerry Katona, hasn't she?
Yeah, but there's been loads. They're actually like.
That's what I mean. Like, you know, you got Katie Price on it now.
Really?
Like, yeah, Katie Price on it. So I think this week she's been flown away by OnlyFans. And now, have you seen this whole thing with Chloe Sims, like the Sims family doing a TV show? So I thought they'd actually got a TV show. It's not. OnlyFans. It's part of OnlyFans. It's called Watch of TV, which is OnlyFans TV. So OnlyFans are now. So OnlyFans have been for ages planning to grow. Yeah, watch OnlyFans TV.
So what people don't understand, OnlyFans isn't just a.
It's not just about sex.
It's
an exclusive members site.
Because
basically.
when I was doing Midnight Madness, reason I'm saying was we was doing really stupid shit where people was burning their hair and Instagram would
they block it. There's a lot of stuff you can't post on there.
So we did sit down, a few of us, and have a debate. Should we start an OnlyFans for the stupid shit we do? So is there people on OnlyFans who do
you've got
crazy
artists
shit?
on there who do not even just that, like they'll release music. Like there's such a genre of people that are on there now. Like it's not just like sex will always be like OnlyFans obviously tried to stop the sex workers. Do you remember?
Yeah, what happened with that?
So everyone was fuming. People just left. And then OnlyFans realised they weren't going to have a business without the sex workers. So they bought it back, but in the terms and conditions it's very temporary. It doesn't say it's going to be around forever. I think OnlyFans can ever get rid of the sex workers? No
way. They closed down. They'd lose
no,
it.
and all the girls just jumped ship. They went to different sites. And all those sites obviously cashed in. Like so many people set up sites so quick for that.
So is OnlyFans number one? Is that the biggest?
It's the easiest site.
But is it the biggest out of all of them?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, well, Jacqui, if there was anything else you wanted to add, what do you want to say? Tell me. Anything else for us to touch on? You know we've been talking for 45 minutes already.
Oh, it's mad. One thing I do that is the worst thing about being on OnlyFans is being used for clickbait. So when people
I'm going to rinse the shit out of you for clickbait.
No, it's a joke.
I'm just telling you, I am going to use you for clickbait.
Literally, I've had to sometimes click on clickbait and I'm like, is that me?
What do you mean?
Like there'll be like full-on porn. That's not me.
Oh,
but
shit,
because
really?
people want it, they use my name. They know people want to see the porn, so they use my name for clickbait. So I have I pay a guy every month at DMCA, and he obviously gets everything taken down. Like if you put it into Google now, like there's so many, it says been removed. There's loads that's been removed. But it's a lengthy process, and I tried to do it for myself years ago, but no, it's impossible. But yeah, they use clickbait. We just can't get rid of it. And everyone's like, oh, is that you and that? And I'm like, no.
No, it ain't me.
And like all girls go for it. I've had so many conversations, even recently with girls, and everyone says it like you're literally squinting at this little thumbnail and thinking, did I do that? Did someone secretly put a film up?
No, it is mad. It is mad. And being in that, like, I think the hardest thing about that is having kids while doing it.
Yeah, and I think as well for girls now, like all these girls are jumping on it young and they're not realising. Because when girls say to me, oh, I want to get into OnlyFans, can you help me? And I'm like, look, just know, whatever you put online, it's out there for life. You're never getting it down. Someone will have that somewhere. So don't do anything you're not bothered about your family seeing, if you're going to have kids, like a new partner, like just know. Because also companies, like a lot of TV shows won't touch me because of OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, it's true. When you deep it like that, anything you post up there is out for life. It's not going.
It's never going away. There's like, even ones I've done, like I've got them taken down, they just come up on another site next month.
Yeah.
It's like every day you have to go on and try and get them taken down. It's a monotonous task.
Well, I think we've touched on quite a few interesting topics today, from kicking men in the balls to being the secret texter that
But I wasn't though.
Pete Wicks was messaging.
I kept telling him, you're with Megan. Thank you.
Have you spoken to Megan since then?
No, I've seen Pete though, and I saw, I actually nearly told you something else, but I'm not gonna. You nearly got an exclusive right there and then.
Well, you can't say that, you got to give us it now.
No, I'm definitely
Go on,
not.
what is it?
It's about how I actually met Pete in the first place.
I know, don't I?
You know, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, we don't.
Anyway, I saw the other one. And that was it, and he was like, why aren't you talking to me? And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I said hi, and he's like, you're being funny with me. I was like, I said hi, like, nothing else to say to you.
Yeah.
And he was like, all night, he kept trying to talk to me. I was thinking, this is weird setup.
Well, Jacqui,
He's going to jump out of nowhere.
it was lovely having you on here. Well, what did you think of coming on the BlueTick?
Yeah, it was
fun.
fun.
I nearly called it a podcast, BlueTick Show. I
It's
changed the
fine.
name.
I know. I thought you changed the name.
Yeah, it used to be called the BlueTick Podcast. We
Yeah.
changed it to the BlueTick Show.
No,
I'm going to be doing a video later on explaining why I've done that.
Well
But
done.
thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And if you lot enjoyed it, Jacqui's Instagram is in the bottom. Go click it. And, you know, you can have a look at some of her pictures.
Thanks.
Anyway, thank you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.